The old high school in the Bronx. Unbelievable. I haven't been here in 25 years. Everyone I went to school with here is fossilized in the Museum of Natural History. Kind of eerie. I never heard the halls this quiet before. Everything looks a little smaller, too. Principal's office. Ooh. I used to sing rock and roll with the guys in that one place that made us sound like we were in a recording studio. It's my rock and roll group. You guys look old. Where's your hair? You were skinny. Irving, you weren't even black in the 50s. Damn, feels good.
Why not come back to your past? Dream me, the youth last. Bring back the 50s. Whoa, 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 the fabulous 50s. Why not cut classes? Smoke again in the hall. Fight in Korea, a regular ball. Bring back those 50s. I'm singing to you in my quick 50s teenage way. Every word I say is an old cliche. I love you. I pray by those little stars above you. I'll never, no, I'll never say goodbye. Put on your bobby socks, comb your hair, have a thrill, while taking cover for your air raid drill. Wonderful 50s. Remember, my darling, 3 blasts, all clear on the drill. And so I wrote a letter to Joe McCarthy in the sky. I said, my teacher is a communist. He said, is she now, or has she ever been? Please say those words to me. Howdy doody. Howdy doody. John Foster, darling. John Foster, darling. Let Funicello. Give me a little 50s back to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, HBO proudly presents Robert Klein.
Still the child of the 50s, a little older, more decrepit, certainly a little more weight. You know, I'm admitting. But still here, survived. Child of the 50s, man of the 80s before you. Plumbing's breaking down just a little, but it's staying together. So, well, actually, I'm treating myself, indulging, because I stopped smoking several months ago for the final time, you know. And, one vice at a time, man. Whatever I want. I ever eat a pound of butter? right down there. I got busy about a year and a half ago. I got one of these Spurs, and my wife was pregnant. I said, I'm getting an exercise bike. That's all there is to it. I'm going to be, healthy. Have it a year and a half. I'm ashamed to say it has an eighth of a mile on it. What happened is that fateful day that I realized that my sport jacket fit perfectly on the handlebars. And there's a place for my beer on the chain drive down here. There's a McDonald's, a little rack you can put on everything. It's, I know, there's still very juvenile things about me. I was always sort of like that erratic, When I was 8 years old, I wanted to be a nuclear physicist, highly precocious profession. I'm not sure if my future is in astronomy or nuclear physics, possibly quantum mechanics. When I was 30, I wanted to be a cowboy. Everything, and here I am, a parent. A very old parent, to be sure. I have a baby of 8 months old already. Very fashionable, New York Magazine, Quiche, the inside story, how to have a child at 106, one of those. I should have seen the amniocentesis waiting room, Any results yet? The people in there, forget it. And I wanted everything checked, because I think I may have taken drugs once, so I wanted to make sure the child is not going to be on the Jack Palance show, Believe it or not, I could. I remember they painted my house. Did I breathe in fumes? I thought of everything. But medical science can get you a very nice, healthy baby when you're old like I am. Cannot guarantee, however, when he's 8 years old, wants to play baseball, you won't be wheeling after him in an oxygen tent, Throw that ball, Dad! I want to know everything. We have these sonogram made, beep, 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 beep. Sonar. They used to, before, when they were ignorant, they used to blast the fetus with 20,000 Rankins of radiation, Wonder why when the kid was 22, he goes, hello, Dad! And he's just growing teeth out of his throat. They can't figure it. So now it's just little subtle sound waves and make a picture. And it's interesting how out of very negative, frightening things like weapons and so forth, at times, positive things accrue. I mean, it's not worth the trade-off, but for example, finding out from sound waves comes from anti-submarine technology. Beep, 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 makes a sound. They leave out the depth charge part, and they leave in it, beep, beep, and you can see what the kid looks like. And they give you a couple of Polaroids to take home. Not the kind of thing you'd whip out at the office necessarily and show your friends. My fetus, Harold, what do you think? Looks just like you, Robert. Looks like E.T. for a long time. You can't tell who it looks like. Boy, speaking of submarine technology, those Swedes are the worst submarine hunters I have ever seen in my life. They really pissed me off. They've had 24 Russian submarines operating in their bathtub for the past couple of years. And they, by Yiminy, we get them tomorrow. They really... Damn it, they're so neutral, I think they don't want to find them, Even in World War II, they couldn't take sides. Well, Churchill, Roosevelt, you have a point, and Hitler, you have a point too. Just take a side. Neutral, boring, One of the highest suicide rates in the world. This is, I don't know, probably they bore each other's ass off. I'm not... Maybe it's that cheese they eat that smells like dog shit. I can't... Maybe it's a 7-month night will do that to you. I don't know. High suicide rate. Just by way of chance, it so happens that dentists have a very high suicide rate, too. I don't think there's any connection. As a matter of fact, actuarially speaking, a Swedish dentist has virtually no life expectancy at all. They drop like flies. Look, I was brought up on television. Certain shows I never saw first run. I never paid attention to them, but when you're playing a college in Norfolk, Virginia, turn on that television in the afternoon when you arrive, it's Gilligan's Island. I never saw first run. I've only seen the reruns. And it's interesting, it doesn't matter that you missed 25 or 30 years. They have a song at the beginning of the show that fills you in on everything you have to know. Old Gilligan went on an island too, and the captain went with him, and Ginger and the professor too, and marooned on an island with 6 schmucks. I was on What's My Line once. I was the mystery guest, and this was not in the first run network. This is when it was going out of syndication already. It was the beginning of my career 12, 13 years ago, and I was the mystery guest. Gives you some idea, right? Sign in, please. Used to be thunderous applause. Robert Klein. It sounds like an owl flew into the theater. Who? People have no idea who this is, yeah? Well, sit down. And like an idiot, I disguised my voice. I'm going to be afraid of no, yes. What a schmuck I was. They flipped all the cards. They had to get more cards to flip. It was too embarrassing. No one had a clue. After the 90th question, are you bigger than a bread box? It was hopeless. The panel could not get me. And they took off their blindfolds, and they still couldn't get me. Arlene Francis, even at the end, are you sure you're in comedy, young man? I put in that category the Channel 9 kind of thing, Leonard Nimoy in Search Of. He's a wonderful actor, a very nice guy, I know him. And since he had ear surgery, he feels so much better at parties. It's not easy being the only one. Some people try not to point, but anyway. Always finding men from outer space, and they have a kind of a disclaimer at the end, like a real quickie. You have to be an Evelyn Wood idiot savant graduate to read. Some of these scenes may represent actual scientific fact. Others, if you believe this bullshit, leave us alone. Speculation, Robert. Okay. Always people find that if someone from outer space lands in their backyard and they talk to them, never credible scientific witnesses. I'll believe it when they stop landing in the backyard of some Ozark moron. You know what I mean? Well, me and my brother seen him. Well, we was drinking some, and we wasn't drunk, and we seen them come down there, and they had these green faces, and they said me, certainly, and just drank nail polish remover with Sunoco 260 chasers. Telling me he's seeing people from outer space. I'll believe all that when they land in Carl Sagan's backyard. Give me a call, we'll talk. Let him land at the Princeton School for Advanced Studies, we'll talk. Call me up. Land in Mike Wallace's backyard. They'll go back to outer space so fast you wouldn't believe it. In other words, you little green-eyed bastards are frauds. 60 minutes. Approximately the size of New Jersey. Everything is approximately the size of New Jersey in journalism. Huh? Thailand is a country approximately the size of New Jersey. Israel is approximately the size of New Jersey. Your mother is approximately the size of New Jersey. Well, that's approximately the size of New Jersey. It's the same kind of overall, covers everything cliche as tastes like chicken. That's a good one too, right? A frog's legs? Tastes like chicken. Alligator meat, they have the freshest alligator meat. Tastes like chicken. Rattlesnake steak? Tastes like chicken. Look, what is that? Chicken. I did everything a father-to-be should do for the preparation of the baby. Went to the Lamaze classes. I learned everything you're supposed to learn. See, the husband, they don't say husband anymore. Husband, lover, birthing partner, guy who got you pregnant, whatever. Yeah. You have to satisfy everyone's particular need in this anyway. It's extremely worthless in this process. It's just that times have changed. Here we are in the 80s. Hey, come on. It's no longer like Cary Grant in the waiting room going, any results yet, nurse? Chain smoking. The wife, mother, birthing partner, person who is pregnant, now says, you're going to be in there with me. Well, he should be. They call us coaches. Coaches, ready with your stopwatches? Ready. The job is to remind your wife to breathe. Think about that for a second. You realize exactly how worthless I am in this thing. When's the last time you had to be reminded to breathe, right? It's like saying digest, okay? When I put my fingers in your eye, blink, please. All right, honey, ready? You know, rub your wife's neck gently. Everything. And they said, transition comes, that's the tough part. Don't even try to joke with your wife. Don't even try. Hey, I'm a professional comedian. What about some really good material? What happens is the first day they show you a movie. See? Bad 16 millimeter, it's been spliced 4,000 times. Oh, motherhood and fatherhood and God and the baby comes in the vein. I'm going, are they kidding with this bullshit? There's one word they never use in the Lamaze class, and that is pain. The word is simply not in the vocabulary. They refer to it as discomfort. Now, I love the English language, and there are a lot of different words. Discomfort to me is, ooh, this mosquito bite is giving me a lot of discomfort. Or, this underwear will simply never do. I'm never buying these low boys again. But, no! I can't go through with that! I can't! Is not discomfort to me. And they even show it to you in the movie, but they make the folk singing louder when she's screaming, I can't go motherhood and fatherhood. And this poor Yutz, I have him in the movie going, honey, should I give you massage 222? He's trying to stopwatch, a real putz with a mask. I feel so sorry for him because I was like that a few weeks ago. Honey, should I give you massage 29? And she goes, get the hell out of here, you son of a bitch. No motherhood and babyhood and fatherhood. All right, my baby hesitation Klein, took 20 hours of labor to come out. They used a plunger at the end, all right? Came out looking like Dan Aykroyd in a Conehead sketch. And they told me they weren't bothered. Mr. Klein, guarantee you tomorrow it'll be good as new, like a Sears salesman. What the hell am I gonna do? A plunger on his head the next thing. Looked like he had a fight with another baby, this kid. Right? And also the Lamaze instructor person. The instructor has all these little jokes she's used over the years, you know. Men confidentially, it's sort of like shitting a watermelon. You know, it's the most vulgar shit. And the guys go, ha, 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 ha. And the women go, what the hell is funny about that? You know, the guys are, ha, ha. Oh, sorry, honey, should I time you? Somebody, a psychologist at CBS, did an interview with me the second 9 months. The husband, father, person that got you pregnant, all of the above. The father's reaction to the baby. And she asked me if I was jealous. And I mean, hey, Alexander, my baby, you know, he takes a lot of time. He was always at the breast. I mean, like, constantly. Unbelievable. Thought about twice, I have to admit, I did remove him from the breast and placed him in the hamper, but only twice. I realized quickly, you know, when I done, and I think I said something really stupid like, hey, there are other people waiting, buddy. And I think I called him a little Jaime, too, but I'd like to forget that. A Jaimiette, I think I called him, you know, because he's very small, Jaime. Had a nice deal, circumcision. We had went to Circumcisions R Us. They gave us a nice deal. They bring their own table, the guy, the knife. My father was doing lines. Hey, Doc, leave a little line when he grows up. Ha, ha, ha. Fainted over backwards. Okay. Yeah, no, he's fine now. He's absolutely fine. This kid went to France. My wife's an opera singer. Went to France with her when he was 6 weeks old. Needed his own passport and photo. Do you believe this? His own, they used to have it on the mothers. You imagine what a passport photo of a 6-week-old infant is? Changes every 10 minutes. I could just see him fooling French customs, you know. This must look like the same baby. And here I am, a parent. Will I be as good a parent as my parents have been, with their little quirks, you know? Mom and Dad are retired in Tamarack, Florida. Anyone familiar with that community? Maybe you know my daddy. Wears white pants. They have a second childhood. They're 76 and 75. My mother has a tricycle with a huge 3-foot wide seat with Frida crocheted in the back there where the license plate should be, with a basket and a bell, and unbelievable. My father says, don't tell me a lot. It's the perks of being 76. Hears you when he wants to, doesn't, you know. Stubborn. Like the other day, they were visiting me, and he was telling me I'm putting my sugar on the blueberries wrong. He said, no, you need a spoon, otherwise you have no idea how much you're putting on. All right, when I was 12, he went, don't cut the bagel towards your neck, Robert. Those kind of. You know, protective people. I'm 42. They may even call up from Florida. Where are you going tonight? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go out anywhere. Good. Stay home. It's nasty. You know, I'll survive an extra 24 hours if I stay. Why don't you wear a straitjacket? In case your arms flail out, you take your eyes out. You know. My father has this new thing, thinks everyone's Jewish. Harry Truman, a Jew, I know. It's well known among, Louis Farrakhan, Jewish. It's all a thing to hide the thing. Ryan O'Neal, Jewish. So Michael Redgrave, Orthodox, has to be carried from his home on the Sabbath by a Gentile friend, turns his lights out. Swears he saw Babe Ruth point and hit a home run when it's well known he did it in Chicago. Don't tell me. He also claims to be the little boy Babe visited in the hospital before he hit them. I used to take an olive out of a bottle. That's poison. Only one olive. Don't have another olive. Maraschino cherries, fatal, 2 of them. Never ate a piece of lettuce in his life. No roughage, green vegetables of any kind. He said, it's for cows. And he can't figure out why he hasn't taken a shit in 40 years. I'm cursed, it's all. I went to a psychiatrist for about 3 years, till about 4 or 5 years ago. You too? I feel there's no need anymore, that I'm pretty much cured now, and used to go on 96th Street, the Shrink City. Every apartment there was, it looks like normal apartment buildings, all occupied by psychiatrists' offices. Right? You go up in a building, it's comforting to know everyone sealed in the elevator with you is certifiably insane. Right? Napoleon getting out, hello. You know, aren't you Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday? Mom says I should, Dad says I shouldn't. A 46-year-old man saying it. I'm hallucinating, let me out at 4, let me out at 4. I mean, you know. The guy before me at this doctor used to come out, he was a television critic. He said, hey, Robert Klein didn't think you were crazy. Come over here, Putz, let me give you one of these. I was diapering my little baby, and he pissed in my eye. They didn't tell me. You cover it because a little boy, you know, straight up, and this hilarious Jewish overreaction, you know. Honey, he urinated in my eye. You think he'd be infected? Should I go to the emergency room? Comedian Robert Klein was tragically blinded last night at home. New York Post, page 16. A family spokesman refused to reveal details. What do you tell the doctor? Oh, I pissed in my eye. One time I was feeding a squirrel in Riverside Park, and by accident he knocked a peanut out. He was very tame over 3 days again. And he's like this. He doesn't mean to, but I'm looking, and my finger is in the teeth of a wild rodent. So, and let's face it, a squirrel is cute, bushy tail. Take away the bushy tail, you got a rat, ladies and gentlemen. They have excellent public relations, but, I store nuts and all bullshit. You got a rat, you're looking at them. And he gets nervous and twitches and slightly breaks my skin, just ever so slightly. And I don't know, I had seen a rat there once, and I thought, in the movies when you get bitten by a rattlesnake, you go to your friend, suck the poison out, You gotta be a pretty good friend to suck the poison out of someone. Can I suck the poison out of it? I don't want to suck the poison. Gross. I'm dying, suck the poison. You're my friend, aren't you? Well, you didn't lend me a car last week. Also, I remember, take it easy. Don't move too fast. Anyway, I didn't think much of it. But there's a doctor's office, an old German doctor was there, 96th Street, with Buck Rogers, 1930s equipment, a filthy old dusty office. And I go in, and I say, I guess there's nothing, but I was bitten by a squirrel. And then he said, just what I didn't want to hear. You were bitten by a squirrel? I can hardly even see it. Go to St. Luke's Hospital immediately. The emergency room. I'll call ahead. And then I remember, take it easy. The poison spreads more slowly if you go, taxi. Just taking it easy. Cab, we race up to 114th Street and Amsterdam Avenue. There's an emergency room there with a line around the block. People patiently waiting with axes still in their back. A few serious bullet wound cases, children dying of pleurisy, plenty of Spirit of 76 bloody rags, seizures. I don't know, should I go to the front of the line or not? There's an intern there like MASH. You got a code 4 here. Put more adrenaline there. No, get him out here. This man is dying. Grab him. I go, excuse me, doctor. What? I was bitten by a squirrel here. I got a tetanus shot. What happened is there hadn't been any reported rabies in the Northeast in 40 years. The only way you can get rabies up here is if you soul kiss a bat. Isn't it, one of the ironies, here's Mr. Child of the 50s and now man of the 80s. We're still tormented by the same thing, and that is the nuclear business. We were the first nuclear children. I was born in 1942, and the teachers were kind of old-fashioned then, and civil defense was it, day in, day out in school. That's all we heard, and of course they were very subtle. Children, these tags are to be taken home. We got dog tags, and we heard rumors that they could withstand 10,000 degrees centigrade of heat, and they had your last name, first name, your address, and religion, and then Klein Robert Heeb, I think it said, something like that. Children, these tags. The teachers spent most of their time going, no talking, on your lips, no talking, oh my God, talking. These tags are to be, no talking. These tags are to be taken home. They are to be worn in the event that you're burnt beyond recognition in a nuclear holocaust. And no talking during a nuclear holocaust. I want an orderly nuclear holocaust. 2 lines, I remember vividly these charts they had in the classrooms and everything else of concentric circles, always assuming the Russians in 1956 would have the aim to hit at Times Square. Approximately the size of New Jersey. It's another one of those. How far is Singapore? From Times Square? Oh. The Russians bombed at Times Square, or at least up to 48th Street. They tell you what happens to you. Up to Tuckahoe, New York, you're a raisin in 4 seconds. Through Connecticut, your teeth and hair fall out in 4.5 minutes, you die instantly. Up to Maine, you throw up for 8 hours and die after that. You know. Then they had sudden ones. There's no warning at all. Together. Have to get under the desk and put your ass to the window. It even said in the poster, put your ass immediately to the window. Signed, Averell Harriman, governor. He was... You know, my first impulse at live show business was in the Catskill Mountains in the summer. I worked as a busboy and a lifeguard in these hotels, and especially the comedian on the Saturday night show, these mountain comics, it really absolutely fascinated me. They'd come out, hey, you know, hey, very staccato. Hey, you two bald-headed men, you put your heads together, you make an ass of yourself, but seriously. Insult and, you know, say, hey, what are you doing now? Oh, the clarinet gets stuck in their mouth. Then he'd go into this English jokes with Yiddish punchlines. They did this sometimes, and it drove me crazy. I don't understand Yiddish. And the guy has me hooked on a good story, and I'm trailing along. You know what happened last night? I went to my wife. I said, let's make love. She said, I can't. Went to the doctor, got a pill. You know what happened? Ask an old guy next to you who understands it. Excuse me, he's going, you know, and it's usually an idiom. It doesn't mean exactly. I said, what did he say? He says, I have your clothes on the clothesline good. It was a joke about a doctor, and they go, yeah. And the doctor, they go to the doctor, and he says, sure, I get you clothes on the clothesline good, buddy, mister, something like that. But what does it have to... Look, if I have you take the laundry, you hang it on the line, then I go to you, I'd say, I got your laundry and the... In other words, he takes the clothes. In other words, he takes the clothes. In other words, he takes the clothes. He takes May, June, July, August, 1956 and 56. In other words, he takes... If I take the clothes... Now, a lot of these comedians would play with the so-called minestrone circuit, too, the Italian hotels up there. Fascinated me when I got a chance to see that. In many ways, the same. In other ways, they start off a little more low-key, come out, hey, bonjour. Start throwing out a couple of words, kind of getting good with the audience, Italian words, hey, pizza. ISIS. Rocky Calavito and me, what are you? Then they go into the joke. You know what happened last night? I went to my wife. I said, let's make love. She said, I can't. Went to the doctor, got a pill. You know what happened? It's the Italian. I read somewhere Paul Winchell, the great ventriloquist, the best at not moving his lips of all time, no question about it. Always loved him. Edgar Bergen was a great innovator, but moved his lips beyond all belief. You know, you couldn't tell which one was talking. Hi, Edgar. Hi, Charlie. It was moved his lips more when he was not the dummy. I don't know. Paul Winchell is a closet doctor like I am, you know. I wanted to be a doctor. A few things got in my way. You know, calculus, physics, attendance, behavior, inclination, talent. Paul Winchell participated in the creation of an experimental heart, artificial heart in Utah. Not the Jarvik, but did you read that? True. He was one of the people that participated, and they implanted it in a calf. I think it died in about 3 seconds. Let's not get carried away. He is a ventriloquist, ladies and gentlemen. my first choice for maker of my artificial heart. You know, Robert, we've got two choices for that heart, a heart surgeon or a ventriloquist. What's your choice? Tough one, because there are pros and cons. I think I'll go with the ventriloquist. You agree, Jimmy? Certainly, Mr. Klein. But I understand he had them in stitches in that surgical room there. First of all, he made the heart talk, which is a pisser. You gotta admit it, you know? And, I mean, that ventricle didn't stop yapping there. It was unbelievable. And he drank a glass of water throughout the entire procedure. It was marvelous. I did about 7 years ago, I did a $20,000 pyramid. Certainly one of the better games. You know, that's the one where you go, pickles, St. Patrick's Day, grass, things that are green, you know. Santa Claus beard, snow, things that are white, right? This screws you up for 2 weeks. You walk around the street, people say, hi, Robert, things you're saying a greeting. Going to a restaurant to eat. Mr. Klein, good to see you again. How many are you today? Things are made for these. First of all, it was so embarrassing. I'm playing with some lovely stenographer, makes $280 a week, and she could make 15 grand, you know. And I don't blame her, right? And it took me such a long time. Dick Clark was so patient, as you might expect from him, but it was embarrassing. And I had a card in front of me that says, things that are green. I went, things that are green. What, Dick? You know, it's awful. Things you sew buttons on. Bobby. You know, doesn't he look great, Dick Clark? Man, he looks young. I've seen him up close, too. It's real. God, I don't know how long. I think it's all going to collapse on him one day and wake up, look in the mirror, and Dorian Gray himself right into a suicide, you know. Da, 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 da. Anyway, the reason that I don't want to play those games anymore is too much pressure. I got 1,000 for the day, right? You do all 5 shows in one day. I brought a Hager 2-pants suit so I wouldn't look like a pig who wore the same thing all week. You know? A computer figured out there are 1,600,000 parameters. You know, the jacket, the vest, first pair of pants. Then the second pair of pants. Jacket, no vest, first pair of pants. Jacket, no vest, no pants. Pants inside out, the other leg, jacket inside out. Go punk, you know. No jacket, just a vest and pants. You figure it out. And everyone at work thinks you're a great dresser. It costs you $90. Anyway. You have a nice leisurely lunch between Wednesday and Thursday. It's not bad. But I was playing opposite Lynn Redgrave, and her woman won $15,000, and the woman I'm playing with wins a hair curler. Man, I mean, not a dryer. We're not talking $18.95, talking about Walgreens $2.99 on this. You know, she tried to be understanding. I guess you didn't realize pickles are green. You dumb Jew bastard! It kind of got... How about a big hand for Bob Stein and the Robert Klein Orchestra? Come on, give him a big hand. Bob. Bowling shirts. Whose idea was that? And bags to match, by gum. It's always the most depressing thing. Week after the Super Bowl, you turn on television for some football. Popolski's bowling a 242. I like the bowl. I don't like to watch it. And people in Akron watching this who really give a shit. It's a 7-10, Harold. Spring football, I don't know. Herschel Walker, that was a shame. Young man had 1 month to a college degree. And they gave him $16 million, took him away from college. How do they look themselves in the mirror in the morning when they shave? How's he going to make a living without a college degree? Baseball players are a little immature. I remember last year I was in the locker room, and women's sports writers had to win the right by court edict to be able to go in and cover the game like men. Wonderful writer from the New York Times was there, a woman. These players are passing like real juveniles. They're all naked and going with towels. Hey, baby! You know, awful. I mean, why should a man be buffing his testicles? I mean, there's no reason for it, right? You know, you're a man. Let's talk turkey. I've had testicles for 42 years. I've never buffed them. You know, this is not silverware. You can hurt yourself there in case you haven't heard. You're going, hey, honey, like this. And it's awful, vulgar. I mean, I go to a hotel, I'll take the soap, you know, maybe the bathing cap. I've never taken the testicle buffer. I never will. They're just awful, you know? I'd like to do an oldie. You know, I am the child of the 50s, man of the 80s. A real oldie. Many of you won't remember this. If you do, come right in. It's a cappella, too. You know, most of the oldies were. In dominum confite, filioque tuios et oh, filioque tu. Remember that one from 1312? That was an oldie. I love that. I say let's go forward. Good old days is a lot of crap. Tomorrow, today, that's what counts. So you think the Middle Ages was so terrific? Ever hear a medieval instrument like a crumb horn? I think you said you played one. Between that and smallpox, these people were anxious to hurtle into the Renaissance as quickly as possible. Plus, there was no cable. What do you tell a kid today? I think I'm a father. You have a couple of sons. I mean, my mother used to tell me, eat your food because kids in Europe are starving. I was born in 1942. That wouldn't work with a kid. You have to increase the, you know, kids in Afghanistan don't have HBO. Well, hell. Look, I'm an old guy now. You know what I mean? And MTV looks violent to me. A woman's head blows off. It's putting on the Reds. Guy gets run over. I don't understand. Right on there. I want to. See, I like a song with a good lyric. To me, a clever lyric. What am I getting so tight-jawed about? I like a song with a clever lyric. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Darling, I want to know. I want to know, my darling. What did I want to know? I forgot what I want to know. What the hell did I want to know? I can't remember what I want to know. But if you remember, then you tell me, then I will know just what it is I want to know. Tell me, and I'll know, my darling.
Was it that thing?
No, 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 no. No.
Was it the other thing?
I don't think so. What in
The world, can it be? He wants to know.
Can you tell me?
He wants to
song was called The Pursuit of Knowledge. Oh, I just remember what I want to know, and it wasn't that important. Anyway. Yes, I'm an oldie. That's my oldie person thing. I think I pretty much... I used to make a lot of money with this in the subway. You know those people that annoy you? Amazing Grace, give me $1, I'll embarrass the shit out of you. You know This time, I'd like to do a song that's meant so very, 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 very much to me. It's a song that I had the pleasure of first hearing in Memphis, Tennessee in 1962. A song that
Laughing.
I don't like that slapstick humor, subtlety. I like the intellectual twist and turn. I think this song pretty well sums up my feelings. And if you know it, you're lying. Can we have some mood lighting, please? Thank you. It's perfect. No change, right? I've been to California, around the Horn of Texas, up to Minnesota, down to Arkansas, seen the plains of Kansas, the mountains of Virginia, but the Bronx is beautiful this time of year. Started in Nebraska, south to Alabama, up north to Alaska. I was New Jersey bound. Had a chocolate soda in the hills of South Dakota. Oh yeah, but the Bronx is beautiful this time of year. Traveling is so much fun. You steal the hotel soul, watch the TV set, try the vibrating bed. Then the empty yearning comes. So what are you gonna do? 'Cause they say you never can go home again. Spent a week in Austin, took a leak in Boston. I'm very fond of Cleveland, spent a month there one day. Been a lot of places, I've seen an awful lot of faces, yeah. But the Bronx is beautiful this time of year.
bride is beautiful.
Beautiful.
This time of year. It's very beautiful. The Bronx is beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. It's very pretty. In Co-op City. From the stadium to Pelham Parkway. The Botanical Gardens and Morris Park and the Concourse and Fordham Road too. Oh, the Bronx. It's very beautiful. No, it's very, very beautiful. But the bride is beautiful. The time of Thank you, that's very kind. Now for the real ending. Isn't that fun to be at my age, to jumping up and down like a lunatic on stage? Where's my mouth harp? Oh, it's in my pocket. Oh, I'm so absent-minded. Gee, you've been a great one. My only medical contribution. One time I just put it in my mouth and breathed in and out, and the harmonica played a tune which reflected my breathing, gave me an idea. I thought to myself, it'd make a hell of a nurse's aide. Guy is sick in the hospital. Nurse can put one of these in his mouth, hear how he's breathing, go away, play cards. Have different keys, you can have harmony during the breathing, depends on what illnesses they have, you know, what rhythms, but any problem, she hears right away musically. Dr. Klein, your A flat is active, you know. Should have him to expire, that's the word they use in the hospital. Can you believe that? Is that dehumanizing? Is that dignity? I don't know if it's a man or a library card. I'm sorry, he expired. Shoot, we could have renewed the son of a bitch. Why didn't you get it? Newsweek expires. I'm going to die someday. I don't expire. At least if he expires, it ends on an expiration. Very final sounding, resolved, appropriate chord. You know what I mean? Not bad. If I'm Jewish, why do I sing like this? If I'm Jewish now, how come I sing like this? My mother, my father, my sister, and my bubba, they don't sing like this. I can't stop my leg. I can't stop my leg. You're not kidding me. I can't stop my leg. And my arm's not doing too good either. Can you stop my leg? My leg stop. thank you, Lord. I'm gonna thank you for stopping my leg. Oh, feels so good. Feels so good. Feels so good. Ditto. Just sitting on the ground with my other leg. Oh, like a good leg ought to be. Yeah, yeah, no, 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 yeah, 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 no, 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 yeah, yeah, no, no, yeah, yeah, no, perhaps. There it goes again. Thank you very much for coming tonight. I had a great time. Robert Klein.